Hello, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to have Ken here with us from Collette, and he's going to go through all of the cool features Collette has, along with showing you some of the advisor tools to make it easier to market them. And without any further ado, Ken, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you everyone, for taking time out of your busy day. I know it is crazy out there. I'm hoping today to do something a little different. I'm going to do like a little general overview of Collette, some of the things that we have in the market right now. And then I'm going to dive into a live demonstration of our travel advisor tools. Feel free to ask questions as we go along. And that way, if while I'm screen sharing, I can hopefully show you the answers to your questions, especially as it pertains to the demonstration. Um, I should preface also on the side, I do put quite a bit of video content together for our Canadian sales team and for travel advisors from coast to coast. So if you'd like to dive into anything specific that I talk about today, I probably have like a 1-minute tutorial already ready to go on YouTube. So don't be shy, ask for those things. I'm happy to share them. Let's get right into it. So hopefully you're seeing my screen advancing, and if not, interrupt me. This is our Canadian sales team from coast to coast. I handle a portfolio of accounts across Canada. So I work with all of your local BDMs. Everybody should have a local BDM wherever you are in Canada. I've got their contact information on the screen. And if you're not sure who to go to, feel free to reach out to me. I'm in our system all the time, and I can point you in the right direction to the right contact. And then not on this slide is our marketing team. We do have an in-house marketing team, and they're there to curate flyers and videos and all kinds of content to help promote our tours and to help you promote your business. So lean on us. We're always happy to help, and we're a pretty solid team. So a little bit about me. I am born and raised in Sudbury, Ontario. I now reside in just outside of Toronto in Scarborough. I've been working in travel for about 10 years now in various capacities, and I love what I do. I get to engage with travel advisors from coast to coast. You may see me at conferences quite often, and I love to travel. My partner is a flight attendant with WestJet, and then there's our bud Finn, who is sleeping over here by my feet.
Oh my
Couple
gosh.
of Yeah, he's the best.
Precious.
And you know what? He's a Rottweiler German Shepherd, which oftentimes people jump and get afraid of him. He would be the most useless security dog. He's an old man. He's been an old man his whole life. So that's
Oh,
our
I love it.
bud. I'm lucky enough to travel quite often with Collette. I've done a handful of our tours since I've been with the company about 3 years now. I've been to Morocco, Turkey, Sicily. I just came back from Australia, so that really helped me get a handle of the logistics involved, some of the processes, so far as the premium positioning, which I'll get into in a little bit, and really what sets Collette apart. I love the product. It's very easy for me to talk about because I'm, living and breathing it every day. A couple of my favorite destinations include Colombia. My partner's Colombian, so a bit of bias there. Argentina. I've been down to Antarctica, and I love Japan. So that's just a very brief, high level. That's who I am. I do have a video here, so just interrupt me if this is not working, and we'll move on.
We have started our descent.
It's a little bit choppy, but it's
Okay.
working. I think we get
470
the idea.
plus tours across all 7 continents. Cancel for any reason travel protection. A private chauffeur to and from the airport. An emergency support anytime you need it. Collette, you bring your sense of adventure. We'll provide the peace of mind.
There we go. So I think she kind of nails it there. I like to set the scene with a quick video. Um, these are we love to handle all the logistics for your clients. We know that our product is going to be a fantastic fit for folks, and they'll come back for repeat and referral business. So that's something to keep top of mind. While I run through this, I wanted to make note that we do have a advisor resource guide. This includes like product comparisons. It includes more about our design philosophy. So how does our product team design our tours from the ground up? It includes, various pieces of information to help advisors sell guided travel. It talks about who is a great fit, who are our clientele. So if you'd like to scan this, you can follow along on your phone. At the lower right corner, you'll see page numbers. And so as I run through each slide, for example, on this one, page number 2, you can actually go learn more about whatever the topic is that I'm on by following that page number in the resource guide. So I'll give you a second to scan that if you'd like. For those like me that prefer like a physical copy of it, I'm happy to send those to you. It'll arrive in a couple of days. Just reach out to me. My contact info will be at the end, and we'll ship one out to you. We also have a similar guide for groups as well. So if you're interested or keen to look into opening up group space with us and working with your BDM that way, which I encourage you to do so, we do have a guide that goes through all of that stuff as well. So that's our resource guide. Again, it includes awesome sales techniques, product comparisons, all that good stuff in one book. I did want to highlight also to help kind of, show your support. Just make sure that you are marking us as highly preferred in your settings. This will make sure that our content is top of mind. We do have some exciting campaigns that are on right now in the market. That's on the next slide here. And we do have some exciting stuff planned for Q3 and Q4. So I just wanted to highlight that to make sure that you don't miss that content as it's coming through. And then later towards the end of this presentation, I'll talk about some of our other marketing campaigns and tools that you guys can use to help promote our tours and destinations around the world. So far as the offers themselves, we do have 2 in the market right now. The first is, and this really goes into kind of our target demographic, that we're seeing more and more solo travelers, especially solo women travelers, generally 50 plus, that are going on guided vacations. This is something we're leaning into heavily. It's one of the longer campaigns I've seen at Collette since my time with the company, and I think it's a really smart move. Especially in the crazy world we live in, folks want to be with small groups. They want to have the comfort of being with other people and the safety. We have a tour manager every step of the way. So this is on select small group explorations. And it does work out to be about 15 to 20% off the single supplements. So it's a really great opportunity if you have any solo travelers that are considering going on guided vacations. This is for travel until the end of March 2027. So a really good opportunity for them to kind of try it out, see what it's all about. And then, of course, in the evening, they can go tuck away into their home, into their accommodations or their cabin and have that privacy as well. So that's the first. And I do have a video. Hopefully it's not too choppy. If it is, just interrupt me and I'll move along.
Most people are nervous striking out on their own. I'll be honest with you, the first time I traveled completely by myself, and I do this as my job, I was nervous. The opportunity to, instead of going solo, going guided, eliminates that nervousness. You are able to just sort of lean back, relax, enjoy the experience more. And still with Collette, we give you enough free time to still make it your own. And that balance of having it be personalized to you as well as guided and logistically taken care of is a match made in heaven for most people, but specifically for solo travelers. Solo in the sense of alone and without a group means that, especially for me as a woman, I need to be more aware of my surroundings. I need to do more planning in advance, both for simple things like being picked up at the airport maybe, or understanding the logistics in a much more serious way. Safety is a really important thing for travelers in general, but specifically for women travelers. So a solo traveler that goes at it alone just has many more responsibilities from a planning, logistical standpoint. And while that's fun as well, and it allows you to maybe step outside of your comfort zone a little bit and getting to do things on your own, it does present much more stress in the planning phases. Not having to focus on the logistics because someone else is doing that for you just really allows you to be in the moment, to experience what has been put together for you. And that just makes the whole experience lighter, but just really more enjoyable and perhaps more connected to what you wanted to do. No one travels for the sake of setting up the trip logistically. People, of course, want to experience it when they get there. And that is one of the biggest benefits of group travel, especially as a solo traveler.
Awesome. I just love that video. I think Anna does a really good job describing, that perfect fit for folks, especially if you have a traveler that maybe hasn't, stepped out of their comfort zone, or they haven't left Canada before, but they have these dream vacations in mind. This is really where Collette can help, meet all of those needs. I'll talk about our transportation package in a little bit as well. So she mentions the airport transfers and things like that. In my travels, I've encountered challenges of, around that as well. So I think this one really resonates with most people, and this is where Collette sets itself apart and can fit for those, especially the 50+ women solo travelers. And then, not to leave out the couples as well, we do have another offer that's in the market simultaneously running that is for retail bookings. This is valid from April 20th, so it's on right now until June 1st, so that's creeping up. And this is for travel up until the end of May 31st. It's essentially a stacked offer, so the more that they book through, that they want to book through you, through Collette, so the air, the insurance, the land, maybe pre-post, whatever, the more they save. So it's a stacked offer. The more they spend, the more they save. A little bit about the touring itself and about the overall experience. So Collette has been around for over 108 years, and a lot has changed in that time. It's a common question I get asked, or I encounter at trade events, around misconceptions around guided travel, and thinking you're on a coach the entire time. It's quick paced, you're up early and it's on and off, and it really isn't like that anymore. I can share my firsthand experience being on several of our tours. Get that out of your mind. It's less one night stays. The pacing is constantly being looked at. Our product team does a fantastic job looking at the review scores on every single departure and making little tweaks along the way, and that ensures that the product is as premium for your clients, and that's really where it has evolved to today. So kind of two components to that includes our leading service, which includes our travel protection plan and our transportation package. And then the other component to that is our tour design. So our tours are designed by Collette employees. They're our product design experts. They're in destination, and they're quite literally knocking on doors, asking folks, if we can do a home hosted meal with them. They're piecing together the perfect trips so that it is easy for you. You're not having to go through an FIT this whole thing together. Our experts have already done that for you. So I always say work smart, not hard. Check out our tours online. We do have the whole world at your fingertips, quite frankly, and we'll talk about some of that later on. So that's our kind of premium experience and where we are now. And then I do have a short video. My colleague Diana is going to talk about some of the misconceptions around guided travel and kind of where we are today.
Like many other industries, the guided touring space is evolving. And like other industries, there are leaders of that evolution, and then there's the rest. As you'll see, Collette is leading an evolution in touring that is critical to understand. But before diving into the details, let's first take a look at some of the pain points that are often associated with guided touring. These are the stereotypes of guided touring in a nutshell. Inauthentic experiences, go pacing, and seeing a destination from the seat of a motor coach. The thing that's interesting about stereotypes is they're often rooted in some degree of truth. And the truth is, many tour operators bring these stereotypes to life every single day. At Collette, the primary focus of our product design philosophy has been to break these stereotypes. We've had to. Our travelers are demanding it. The result is Collette's premium experience. For years, guided travel has been limited to standard or luxury operators. We are offering an alternative. The Collette Premium Experience pairs industry-leading service with a distinctive and unmatched approach to product design. Our premium experience is rooted in breaking the stereotypes that most tour operators perpetuate, and superior service that is unrivaled in the guided travel space. When we say superior service, we mean a level of service travelers cannot get anywhere else. It is best exemplified by our industry-leading travel protection plan that allows travelers to cancel for any reason up until the day before their departure. When they cancel, they're refunded their original form of payment, never a voucher. Superior service also means a transportation package that sets the stage for a seamless journey. Private round-trip, home-to-airport chauffeur service means your trip starts right at your door. Our 24/7 emergency response team ensures that in the event of a crisis, the traveler is in the most trusted hands in the industry. Our travelers tell us all the time they felt confident knowing Colette's team of experts was there for them every step of the way. The Collette Premium experience also means a product that exceeds the unique and evolving needs of the modern traveler. With Collette, there's no middleman between our brand promise and the traveler's experience. We handcraft our tours because we wouldn't trust our traveler's experience to anyone else. Our travelers don't want a stereotypical group tour. That's why we spend the least amount of time on the motor coach. It's why we prioritize opportunities to meaningfully engage with people and culture. It's why we minimize one-night stays in favor of more time to explore. Why we wake up in igloos, travel by Zodiac, and cook with locals. Why every day is new and different. The best service in the industry, the most curated product design philosophy, trust, expertise. We've been travelers since 1918, so we get it. That's the Collette Premium experience.
There we go. So let's dive into a couple of things that she spoke about. First, I'll start with who is going on our tours. So when you hear your clients talk about or use some of these phrases, I really hope that you consider Collette for their next adventure. So we know our travelers are adventurous, they're tech savvy, they're very culturally curious. They have a sense of purpose when they travel, right? They want those authentic meals. They want to be, immersed in the local culture. They really want to feel like a local wherever it is they are, and they want those experiences that, frankly, you can't Google. They're not there for, a quick Instagram photo and to move on. They want to be with the tour manager that is a local. They can talk to them, they can engage with them and ask them questions, and they want to spend less time on the coach. So they want to try different modes of transportation. If you want to learn more about who our travelers are, you can find more on page 11 of the resource guide. Diana mentioned our industry-leading travel protection plan. So this is truly a cancel for any reason up to 24 hours before departure. This includes travel delay support, any interruptions, baggage loss, etc. You'll also get our emergency support with that as well, which I think is, very important. So you're not having to call, if your client books our travel protection plan, you're not having to call the airlines, on a long weekend trying to navigate getting them on a new booking or a new flight. We will do that for you. So keep this in mind when you're looking at kind of the whole picture, and to maximize your commission. This is commissionable as well. It really is there to protect your client and make sure that they're taken care of. So this is truly a cancel for any reason up to 24 hours before departure. They get their full cash back on original form of payment. It's never a voucher or a future travel credit. Onto the transportation package. This is a really cool one. I think, if your clients are looking to really have everything taken care of from the moment they leave their home, this is the way to go. All they have to do is book the land and air. We will include a private chauffeur service to and from the airport. For groups, we'll do a central pickup. And then this also includes in-destination transfers, the emergency services I spoke about. And again, it is commissionable for you. So really, you look like a rock star. The moment they leave their home, they're off to a really great start to their trip. They're impressed, and then they come home with that same level of service. So learn more on page 16. This is typically within 100 kilometers of major airports and gateways across Canada. We can extend that a little bit for a small charge as well. I'm going to skip over the video. It's pretty self-explanatory here. Okay, on to a quick example. So earlier I mentioned the pacing. So I do have a Collette tour on the left-hand side, and then another operator on the right. They're very comparable tours. The thing to kind of note here and highlight is two things. The first is the pacing and how many one-night stays there are. So if you look at the 13-day tour that Collette is doing, we use 7 hotels, and only one of them is a single night stay. So think about what that looks like for your client in practice, right? They're able to kind of sit and enjoy, they're living the moment, they're unpacking less, they have time to breathe, and they're really connecting with each of those locations along the way. The second thing is that it's open jaw. So they're not returning back to the beginning and wasting time and mileage to get back to where the tour originated. If you look at the example on the right-hand side, this is a very similar tour. It's a little longer, 15 days, 11 hotels, but 8 of them are single night stays. So really, you're living out of a suitcase. If you're doing this tour, you've fallen into that stereotype, quite frankly, of just staring out of the couch and kind of that go, 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 go pacing. This is, I think, not the way to go guided. So just make sure when you're looking at tours for your clients that you're comparing apples to apples and you're looking at the pacing. I think this is one of the most important things. And this is something, very top of mind for our product designers when they're designing our tours. If you'd like to look at more examples, you can find them in and around page 14 on the resource guide. I think these things are fascinating to just really make sure you're looking at the value of the tour, the pacing, the overall kilometers, I think is really important as well. So I encourage you guys, if you get some time later this afternoon or on another day, to check that out. Onto our advisor tools. So I've spoken a little bit about our premium experience. We'll get into some of the tours towards the end, but I am going to jump out of the screen share, and hopefully this will go as smoothly as I imagine it will. Let's stop this, and I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of our advisor tools. So let me just get into my browser here. You should see it coming up in a second.
Perfect. Yep. Looks like it came up.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So to start off, it takes about a minute or two to register. You will find it at the top right corner up here where it says Welcome Kenneth. You should see sign in or log in. Again, it just takes a minute or two to register for the portal. If you haven't done so already, I recommend you do that because it'll give you access to all the stuff I'm about to talk about. If you do bump into any technical issues or challenges, please let me know. In more cases than not, if someone's having an issue logging in or registering, they either need to reset their password or I need to set them up with an account in our backend. So don't be shy. Reach out if you'd like to register and you're bumping into issues. I deal with that quite often, so I'm pretty comfortable navigating it. Once you're logged in, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. I am in a test environment, so there might be some like wonky names and things. You should see your local business development manager's contact information right at the top. So once you log in, if you're not sure who your BDM is, it should be the first thing you see when you're logged in. Scroll down a little bit. You'll see a toolkit for any offer we have in the market. So if you're looking to promote through social media or you need a flyer, things of that nature, social tiles, you can grab it all within the first tile that you see just below when you log in. And you can download the toolkit right out of the system. And then you'll get all those resources. Some of them are customizable too, so you could just enter your own call to action if you'd like. I encourage you to check those out. And then just below this, I'm going to focus on the top 3. So the first one is My Collette. This is really your book of business. So this includes reservation information. It includes flight schedules. It includes your commissions. You could do some planning and emails through the system as well. I would imagine most advisors would spend most of their time in My Collette. This is what My Collette looks like once you're logged into it. You'll see any current group bookings. That'll be the first tab you see. You'll see any individual bookings, so retail bookings, and then you'll see any completed tours as well. And just to show you a couple of the functions in here, let's say for this Kingdoms of Southeast Asia, Hermione Granger has reached out, or Ron Weasley, and they want a copy of their invoice, or you want a copy of the invoice. You can simply just hit download, choose which content you'd like to be included on that invoice, and you can choose the traveler's copy or your advisor copy and submit that, download it through the system or open it right in your browser, and away you go. So you don't have to call in, you don't have to go anywhere. This is meant to be kind of like a self-serve as much as possible. If you're looking for invoices, I encourage you to just pop in there and grab them. If you'd like more information on the tour, simply hit the title. On the right-hand side, you'll see any add-ons, flight schedules. You can also download the invoice right from this page as well. But what I wanted to direct you to is just below this, you'll see the traveler's information. You'll see if they included any loyalty credit on the file itself. So if they are a past traveler, they've now used maybe $400 for towards this tour, it'll show you all of that information here. And I bring that up for a specific reason, which I'll get into in a minute. From the system, you can select all and export this information if you prefer to use this like an Excel file outside of the system. You can email them directly. So if you'd like to just contact the traveler right through here, you don't remember their email, whatever, it'll be stored in here. You can email them all at one time. So it'll just put them all in blind copy. Away you go. And then you can also do the same thing for all your travelers. So if you go to the top and see travelers just at the top, select that. It'll show any past, current, or future travelers that you've booked through Collette. You'll see them all here. It'll include their loyalty credit. So travelers do get loyalty credit based on how many times that they've traveled with us. This is, I think, something really great to remind travelers of. So let's say somebody has some loyalty credit on file. They haven't used it yet. They want to go on our Charms of Quebec, or they've talked about going to Japan. I think this is a really great way to engage with your clients. Simply select all, email them, and say, hey, you've got loyalty credit with Collette. I know you were talking about that tour. How can we, take this to the next step and make a booking? So I would use loyalty credits as a way to kind of leverage different contact points. And we'll get into some of the other collateral to engage with your clients as well. That's totally free. But you can find all their information here, similar to the previous page. Excuse me. You can select all and email everybody in blind copy. If you'd like to just select a couple and just email them directly, you can do that too. So there's many other features in here. I think those are some of the most useful, but I encourage you to get your login. Again, it'll take a minute or two, get logged in, and then that'll give you some time to kind of explore in here and check out the different features. Feel free to click around. Back to the portal. And I'm trying to stay away from like big product dumps on training sessions like this, because a lot of this content is either found on our website. Surprise, surprise. You can find it in our brochures. I like to bring value. And if there's anything you guys want to learn next time, please let me know. I like to tailor these things to make sure that, I'm talking to the right folks about the right things. But then we also have Collette University, which is our self-paced learning modules. Don't let the university part of that scare you. It is like max 60 to 90 minutes total. Each module is under 7 minutes, and you could kind of start and stop as you want. So I would encourage you to take the course. Again, it doesn't take that long. I've heard many others that take 3-4 hours or days even to complete. It's pretty painless. If I could get through it, you can too. And then once you complete Collette University, you will get access to, actually, before I jump into that, this is what the page looks like. Just scroll down, you can log in right here. So once you've selected the Collette U tile, it'll go here. You can access your account here, or if you haven't registered, just scroll down a pinch, fill this out. It'll take a minute and away you go. Once you complete those modules, you'll become a Collette specialist with us, which gives you access to our 150 Canadian a night pricing on select tours. What this works out to be in practice is up to 90% off on select tours. I encourage you to check this out. Speaking from my kind of experience with the company and going on guided travel, on guided tours, this was how I learned. It was like on the ground, doing a tour, understanding the logistics involved, understanding who the demographic is, what happens on tour, what are some of the immersive things that we do on each of our tours. Please check this out when you complete Collette University. This will give you the hands-on knowledge that matches well with those modules. There's some awesome tours on here. It's a quick, easy 4 steps, let's say, to figure out and get booked. You will notice some of them are sold out. I encourage you to check back every month or so or every quarter because we do look at this and add more inventory as we go along. So like Cultural Treasures of Japan, for example, 1,800 Canadian. I encourage you to check out what the real cost of that is for travelers afterwards. There's a whole bunch in here. So check that out. This is a benefit for travel advisors to just to complete the Collette University modules. You'll get access to this. A traveling companion can go as well, but their rate is $200 a night, which is still a really great rate. If you have any questions about that program, please reach out. I should preface also that these are not fam trips. This is the real tour with travelers, so you'll experience it just like your client would. All right, so that is Collette specialist pricing, which is tied to Collette University when you complete your learning modules. Onto the last one I'll highlight here, which is our marketing resources. When you select marketing resources, it will take you to a page that looks like this. Scroll down a bit, you'll see any offer in the market right front and center. You could download those toolkits like I mentioned earlier. Same with the solo savings from earlier in the presentation. If you'd like to learn anything about these other topics, just dive right into that. It highlights our deals as well. So at the top of our page, actually you can see it here, there's a deals section. So this is like last minute kind of hot deals and offers, pretty significant savings too, like up to $750 if someone's willing to travel within like, a shorter window. And then we have Rallyo and Collect Connection. I highlight these for kind of two reasons. One is for any advisors that are looking to promote their business or themselves or our tours through social media, check out Rallyo. If this is new to anyone, I think this is probably one of these two marketing resources are some of the best takeaways in my opinion. This is a social media automation tool. So essentially, and if you're like me, I don't have the time of day to be on these platforms anymore. Life gets busy. This is kind of meant to be a set it and forget it. And I think I should still have it open here. I do. So it takes a minute to sign up. It is free. Once you're in there, you'll see at the top a button for feed. You can choose Collette as one of your preferred suppliers. And then under posts, you'll see a whole bunch of already pre-curated posts like ready to go. So some of them are videos, some of them are text, some of them are photos. It includes some recommended copy, and this is like ready to go for your social media platforms. You can change this too. So like if I don't want my cell phone number as an example, or you want to tweak the call to action to go to your website or whatever, you can absolutely do that right in the platform. It is as easy as choosing which platforms you want to post on, picking a date, and then scheduling it, and away it goes. So you can do like a quarter of a year or half of a year in like 20 minutes across all your social media platforms. And like you probably saw on the other page here, there's a handful of suppliers that are part of this. I think this is a really great way to engage with your clients, but save a lot of time. So that's the social media aspect. If you are keen to learn more about that, I do like little video demos on it, and I'm happy to do like one-on-one appointments to show you that. And then the next one is Collect Connection. This is a free service for advisors to engage with clients with physical brochures. So Collette still does physical brochures. We have like regional specific ones. So Italy, Asia. I think these are really great tools to use to engage with clients. So as an example, and I'm in the system now, I'll show you. Oh. And that's bugging out a bit. Okay, let's try this here. Okay, so once you're in here, you'll see a handful of our brochures. We are currently reprinting our African Safari and Italy, I believe, but these are available ready to go. You choose the brochure and you enter in your client's information. We do not store any of this information. We work with Envoy as our third party. They will like ship and fulfill this. You enter in your information, and then you can even enter a custom message. So the brochure will include a custom letterhead on top of it with whatever message you want. So kind of to tie this all together, especially if you're looking to engage with Gen X or boomers, we know that we've seen proven success that a combination of sending brochures and Rallyo really works. They're on Facebook. They're dreaming of their next trip. If a brochure arrives and it's got a message on there, hey, Ken, you mentioned Japan, check out page 30. I thought of you, give me a ring when you're ready to book. I think between these two tools, these are really fantastic resources to use to engage with clients. Again, totally free for you to use. I encourage you to check this out. You can find it all under the marketing resources tab within the portal. Again, happy to help if anyone gets stumped on anything, but Collette U, Rallyo, and Collect Connection are there for you at any time you'd like to check them out to engage with clients. And with that said, I'm going to try to bounce back to the slideshow itself here. Let me just swap the screen share. Stop that. All right. Should be seeing the deck any second now. All right. So that's the summary. get your login for the portal. You could check out the different aspects of that. It'll give you your BDM's contact. And then I encourage you to check out the learning modules within Collette University. That'll kind of get you caught up to speed on the product and some of the things that set Collette apart. And then so far as marketing, we just ran through Collette Connection for sending brochures with that custom letterhead call to action, Rallyo for social media, and you can also find digital versions of this stuff through our website as well. Kind of on the side, and this is more for like past travelers, we also send a welcome home postcard. This is just a render of an example of one on your screen, but essentially it'll just say like, hey Ken, you've got $500 in loyalty. Here's some of our new tours coming up. It'll have your contact information as the call to action. Just a way to kind of keep the ball rolling and see where they might want to go to next. This is something Collette just does in the background. I just kind of wanted you to be aware that that's happening. We do have a My Collette for travelers. So again, we know our travelers are tech savvy. They can view their itinerary. This'll, I should say, prevent them from hopefully asking you a lot of questions. You could kind of refer them and deflect to the portal itself so that they can view their itinerary. They can view any transfer information, travel tips. Our team does a really great job recommending, different activities to do during free time, or if there's different currencies or different adapters and things like that. It's all within the portal. I would definitely refer them to check that out. I mentioned our loyalty already, so I won't get too deep into this, but we do have 2 tiers. Essentially, the more they spend and the more they travel, the more they save. So it's a 5% for the first tier for traveling with us, and then it kind of scales as they go along. You can find more information on page 32, but that's where that loyalty credit piece is kind of referring to. We do have the Collette Compass app as well. This has saved my butt a handful of times. It's on Android, it's on Apple. It includes everything you would want, everything you could dream of, all at the palm of your hands, including your itinerary, your flight information, hotels, recommendations for free time. Of course, travelers can talk to their tour manager as well. They're happy to share that. Any suggestions. It includes maps and then any on-tour updates. I should also mention that this is all accessible offline. Once you put your booking number in and it grabs all the content and you're ready to travel, it's all ready to go. The only thing that will not update unless you're on Wi-Fi or like roaming on data is the flight information. So I just wanted to highlight that. This is available for travelers with us as soon as they have their documents and booking information. It'll show them how to get to the app. For the tours themselves, we do have over 170 tours. I would never pretend to know them all, but they are divided all up into 5 distinct travel styles. I encourage you to check this out on our website. There's a little magnifying glass at the upper right corner. You could search Italy, for example, and it'll show you all of our different tours. Really, we're covering all 7 continents. There is something for everybody here. I encourage you to kind of explore that on your own. Here are our travel styles. So we do have our classic tours. We have our small group explorations, cruising, spotlight tours, and our faith-based tours. So very quick, high level. You'll learn more about this in the learning modules, but our classics are really to see those iconic destinations. We do include like skip the lines and things like that for these tours. So that way, you're checking off those bucket list items kind of no matter what. Average about 37 travelers, and these cap at 44. So you're essentially looking at a full coach. Onto our small group explorations, and this is where most Canadians are going. I think this is our most popular category. These are our small groups. They cap at 24 travelers, average about 18 or 19 travelers. There are some exceptions like safaris and things like that. These are meant to be like culturally immersive. You're feeling like a local. We include impact moments, so we're working with small businesses to give back to the community and work with things like home hosted meals and things like that, things that I think would be very difficult as a travel advisor to piece together as an FIT. Check out our small group explorations. They're very popular. Cruising, kind of self-explanatory. So one of the tours that comes to mind that I think is really cool is our Croatia and its islands. So you're on a small vessel. you're kind of doing some island hopping, and then you're doing some of the land experience as well for that cultural immersion. So if you have someone that's keen on or a cruiser that's interested in doing maybe like river cruises or like a fusion, these are really great. There's a whole category on them. We have some fantastic partners. Spotlight tours, I think these are also really great for a cruiser. These are unpack only once. You are doing, say, a spotlight on Paris. You unpack once, and then you're doing like a hub and spoke model to and from a centrally located hotel. They're typically a little bit shorter as well, so like 7 to 9 days, for someone that wants to do like a real deep dive into a location instead of hopping around to different cities. So just kind of something for everybody. And then of course we have our faith-based tours, pretty self-explanatory as well. We have Shrines of Italy as an example. We also have Oberammergau, the Passion Play, coming up in 2030. I think this is going to be huge. This is something that we are actively already promoting. It's kind of crazy to say that it's 2030 and we're already doing this, but if you have any travelers that are interested in that, in the Passion Play, or doing that like true faith-based tour as like a purpose of their travel, this is something not to miss. It's only every 10 years. So if you miss it in 2030, you're waiting quite a while. And then this is really more of a personal pilgrimage. So you're going with that purpose in mind as a purpose to your travel. All of our tours are also divided up into activity levels. So this is really just to set expectations for your clients, just to make sure that they're comfortable with the activity level. So we have 4 of them, and every tour, if you go to the website, goes into like a lot more detail than I have on the screen here. It'll tell you elevation, how many steps are, and elevation, things like that, just to kind of set expectations. So a level 1 is really light and leisurely. This is like walking up to an hour at a relaxed pace. A level 2 is a little bit more balanced. So you may be walking up to 2 hours, say up to 3 kilometers. So it's a little bit, you're on the go a little bit more. And then a level 3 is really for somebody that's on the go. They're comfortable at a moderate pace, 2 to 3 hours walking, climbing flights of stairs, unbalanced terrain, or using different modes of transportation, getting in and out of, let's say, like a Zodiac, for example. So we do label every single tour with this. And then we have our level 4, which is very active. So this is someone that really doesn't mind different altitudes, temperatures, all the things that come with that. They're typically more active. I'm kind of coming to the kind of end here. So just some final sort of takeaways. Remember to set your filter within the platform to highly preferred, so that our content is being shown to you and is as active as possible. Get your login for our portal, Complete Collette University. They'll still give you access to that amazing up to 90% off pricing on select tours. And then aside from that, if you're really keen to try something specific and you see that it is not part of that $150 a night pricing, we do always have our rewards program for travel advisors. You don't ever have to have sold us before. We start you at 50% off, 25% off for traveling companion, and then essentially the more you sell, the more that this scales. So these are some great offers to get you on tour with us. We would love to have you on tour with us. It's how I learned the ropes, and I hope we could get you out in the wilds with Collette. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any, or jump back into the portal. I think we've got a couple of minutes here. So yeah, feel free.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, you guys have clearly thought about how to really support the travel advisors. I love all the different tools you showed there. And even the little things like being able to email all of your customers at once within the portal. Very cool.
Yeah, I've been there. I get it.
Well, I don't see any questions coming through yet. Is there anything else you wanted to maybe take a couple minutes to highlight within the portal at all, or?
Sure. Maybe just anecdotally, I'll pop my
Yeah,
email here in case anyone's feeling shy.
perfect.
But I should maybe quickly touch base on groups. You don't have to book groups with us. This is just something I like to mention. I think it's just worth mentioning because we do have advisors that they make some really great commissions and are doing repeat, groups with us. So the way that groups work is the first thing you're going to want to do is contact your BDM. Get in touch with them and say, hey, look, I'm interested in doing this group. They'll help walk through with you which tour you'd like to hold space with. We do not require any deposits. there is really no like no being penalized. We have a seat reduction date. So let's say in an example, you hold space for say for 10. I would recommend doing that about at least a year out to give time to promote the group, and work with your clients and your database to promote the tour. Say of those 10, you're looking at maybe 6 months before departure date and you've only sold 2. That is fine. You are not like punished for that. We just release it back at the seat reduction date, back to the website essentially, and that inventory gets released back to the wild. So if you are interested in learning about groups, or that's your niche, please don't be shy. Reach out to your BDM. Again, there's no money down, no deposits required for that. It's just meant to be sort of a conversation with your BDM. And then from there, we're looking at, hosting travel nights together. We'll cover part of that bill. Maybe you want to theme it or bring some coffee or snacks or whatever. Your BDM will, do a presentation with you or for you on your behalf if you prefer. I do a lot of our virtual content, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I'm pretty involved in recording like custom videos and things. So if you say, hey, Ken, like I really want to promote your Sicily tour, can you give me a 5-minute video that goes through some of the highlights? Like I am happy to do that for you guys. This is something I love doing. I do it a lot. So don't be shy. If there's a resource within the tools themselves that you don't see there, we can probably help you still. So don't be shy. Reach out anytime. We're always here for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ken. I will
Thank
make
you.
sure we get this recording edited and up. I should be getting that out by the end of the week, and I'll make sure to include some of those links that you were sharing. And if anybody has any additional questions, you said their BDMs are a great resource, and then you
Yeah.
also
Yep.
put in your email address there too.
Perfect. Yeah, they're both really quick. If you're looking for something real fast, our client care team hold times are under 2 minutes. It's not a lie, not a joke. I always have to rehearse what I'm saying like before I call because someone always picks up right away. And I'm like, so they're a really great resource. If they don't know the answer, which they probably do, but if they don't know, they'll be transparent and they'll get management involved and find the answer. So lots of great resources and folks involved when you're ready.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Ken, and to everybody who joined us. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.